dear students, this is Dr. Aisha Nazuk here. Today we are going to record another video for our channel, which is RAW-Hub. If you have landed first time into the channel, you are more than welcome to explore the other playlists in this channel and get benefit from different playlists that we have maintained. For example, one of the playlists is on the course of econometrics. We do have a playlist on software health and probability distribution. We have some interesting playlists such as humor genre and some interesting videos about the human behavior and positivity. So welcome to the channel RAW-Hub. Today we are going to discuss a basic concept of statistics, constructing a frequency distribution in Excel. In this video we will be focusing on constructing the distribution using Microsoft Excel. However, if you are interested to know how to construct the distribution manually, then you are referred to another video that I'll be posting the link to that video in the comment section, where we will discuss the manual construction of frequency distribution if we don't take support of any software like Excel or any other software. So now focusing on today's or this video's topic, let me show you a short data. Suppose that we have these observations and we want to construct a frequency distribution in Microsoft Excel. Before I construct the distribution, you simply know that a frequency distribution, if in its simplest form, it is a set of intervals of values along with their corresponding frequencies, right? So for example, if this data corresponds to number of times you have played let's say volleyball in last 5 years, suppose, right? If this data pertains to the variable that is the number of times you have played volleyball in the last 5 years. So the interval 201 to 222 means there are 7 such respondents who have reported that they have played volleyball between 201 times to 222 times in the last 5 years. So how we can make these frequencies automatically in Microsoft Excel? Pardon for this spelling mistake. Yeah. So how we can make the frequencies using Microsoft Excel? So basically we are going to use a basic function of COUNTIF. First of all, before I use the COUNTIF function, let me introduce the basic count function to you. Suppose that I want to count the number of observations from a particular cell till the other one. Suppose I want to count how many observations are these which I have selected. So I can simply use the count function, right? So once I press enter, you can see that these are 36 total observations. So I can write the number of observations. So number of observations is 36, right? Now we want to make a frequency distribution of these 36 observations. Those of you who are wondering that how do we decide from where to start an interval and at what point we should end it, that pertains to the concept of dividing the set of observation into the number of intervals. So currently in this video I am not discussing how to decide what should be the interval size and how do we know that from where a particular interval should start. As I said, that these details are discussed where I will be discussing the manual construction of frequency distribution, and as I announced earlier in the video, I will post the link to that video in the comment section. Currently, suppose that I know that the first interval should start from 201 to 222. Just a basic idea, by the way, if you want to see what is the minimum possible observation in these values, so I can use the min function and then I can select again these observations, and you can see that the minimum possible value is 201. So just to give you an idea, that I have generally, we start the first interval from the minimum value in the data. So I have started the first interval from the minimum value in the data. Anyhow, So let's say the first interval starts from 201 and it ends at 222. I want Excel to count how many observations fall between these two values. So I am going to use another function, COUNTIF function. So let me type here, I am going to use COUNTIF function. So by the way, if I use COUNTIF, then I can use one criteria, but here I have to set two criteria, right? The starting value and the ending value. So I'm going to use the COUNTIFs function, where I'll be imposing more than one conditions applied on the counting. So let's say if I double click here, you see I've used the COUNTIFs function, and let me, for your clarity, let me use it here once again. Suppose that I want to use COUNTIFs function. So it's not case sensitive, you can type in lowercase as well as in uppercase. So then I want to select these observations. This is my range. You can see that the function is also giving you an help that whenever you have to type COUNTIFs within bracket, you should have criteria range, then after comma you should have the criteria, and we put the criteria in these inverted commas or apostrophe signs. So the first criteria is that these values should be greater than 200, right? Because the interval is starting from 201, so I have said that count the values which are greater than 200, but then we have the second criteria as well. So what I am going to do, I am going to select this range once again, and then after comma I will write the second criteria, that is less than 223. So you can see by using this function, just have a look once again, I have counted how many observations are greater than 200 but less than 223. Now if I want to count the other side, you see actually I have already done here, I am repeating here just for the clarity of the viewers. So let's say if I copy this function, argument, and paste in the next cell, you can see that there is an anomaly here. The observation between 223 to 244 should be 9, whereas this is giving 5. So let's double click on it. Now you will notice what's happening is the moment you copy the formula from the previous cell to the next cell, the criteria range is automatically being revised. So you don't want this to happen. You want the criteria range to be same, because the observations or data, they are in a fixed set of cells here. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to use another symbol that will lock the range between A2, that is cell number 2 of column cell number 2 of row column A, and then cell number 7, or in fact this is 9, of column F. So what I'm going to do, if you have a closer look, I have already done that. I'm going to put a $sign before each of the criteria range reference. So just have a closer look here. You can see that I have put a $sign. Instead of defining the range simply, I have put a $sign before and after every letter in the criteria range, right? So once I press this and then I copy it, let's say, let me repeat this here for you. So let's say instead of using it as it is, I am going to put a $sign before and after each letter in the criteria range. Now you will notice that if I copy this and I paste in the next few cells, the observation or the answer is same as in the first row, right? Now what I have to do, what's happening is, if you double click here, now the reference range is not changing. So this is what we wanted. All we have to do now is to change this criteria here, because we want to count number of observations that are greater than 222 but less than 245. right? So you see, now I'm deleting this because I have already done that here. If you double click here, that is exactly what I have done. I've used the COUNTIF function along with the help of the dollar symbol, and I've changed the criteria in each of the row. So now I have the frequency distribution. Now if I simply sum these values by using the sum function, I've double clicked on here for you. So simply by using the sum function, now I know that these are total 36 observation, and as we saw in the beginning, we also counted here by using the count function that the actual number of observation is 36, and of course by using the help of COUNTIF function, still the total number of observation is 36, and we have successfully constructed a frequency distribution in Microsoft Excel. So this was all about this video, where we have taken help of Microsoft Excel for a simple task of constructing frequency distribution. Thank you for watching. Keep supporting the channel. Do like our videos and share in your social circle as well. Wish you best of luck for whichever purpose you have taken help from this video, and you are more than welcome to put your give us your feedback in the comment section. And as I said, let me announce again that I will make another video shortly where we will discuss how to make frequency distribution without taking help from Microsoft Excel. So thank you for watching.